All right. Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive.
Glad to be back.
You know, I'm always excited to jump into these stories, these incredible moments in history. And today, oh man, today we've got a powerful one. We're heading straight into the heart of the Vietnam War.
Yeah, a conflict that really tested the limits of human endurance, faith, you name it.
Absolutely. And, you know, we're going to be looking at this through the lens of war was cruel, love and peace in the Vietnam War. That's the book by Pastor Jeong, and that's actually the person, the soldier at the center of the story we're diving into today.
Definitely an experience that stayed with him. I mean, who could forget something like this?
No kidding. This isn't just any war story. This is about a life or death encounter and a message, well, a message that could only come from above. I think we should probably just get right into it, huh?
Yeah, let's set the scene.
Okay, so picture this. Vietnam War raging all around, chaos, and Pastor Jeong finds himself alone, separated from his unit.
You know, in enemy territory, you can't even imagine the tension, the constant fear.
Right. Every shadow, every rustle of leaves could be,
The enemy, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. Suddenly there's an enemy soldier. He's hidden, camouflage, behind a tree.
Oh, wow.
And he's got Pastor Jeong right in his sights, gun aimed and ready to fire.
I bet that was a moment where time just stood still.
You said it. Pastor Jeong, he talks about the shock, the feeling of complete vulnerability. He didn't even have time to react. His own gun, it was useless in that split second.
That's terrifying. It's like, what do you even do in that situation?
It's fight or flight, right. Pure instinct. But here's where the story takes this unbelievable turn. Just as he thinks it's over, Pastor Jeong hears a voice.
A voice. Like out loud.
Well, he describes it as a voice in his head, but clear as day, he believes it's God. And the message is simple, just one word. Love.
Love. In that moment, I don't think that'd be my first thought.
No, right. It's completely counterintuitive to everything he's been trained for, everything his instincts are screaming at him. It's this incredible paradox, a soldier facing death being told to love his enemy. It makes you think, doesn't it?
It really does. It makes you question how you'd react in that situation. Would you even be capable of processing a message like that, let alone following it?
Exactly, because think about it. Love in that moment meant completely letting go of your defenses, trusting in something beyond human understanding.
So what did he do? Did he listen to that voice?
He did. Pastor Jeong says he lowered his weapon, his hand shaking, and slowly approached the enemy soldier.
Wow. That's some serious faith.
Oh, absolutely. It's an act of, I don't know, almost superhuman courage. And you know what? The enemy soldier, seeing this, he lowers his gun too.
You're kidding. So both of them just standing there, weapons down in the middle of a war zone.
Yeah, just looking at each other. And then they both break down. They start sobbing, embracing each other. And this wasn't just a quick hug. They wept together for almost an hour. An hour? What could they have even been thinking or feeling in that time?
I think it was a release, a shared recognition of their humanity amidst all the dehumanizing aspects of war.
Right.
They were enemies, yes, but in that moment, they were just two men overwhelmed by the weight of it all.
It's almost too much to comprehend. It's such a powerful moment of connection in the most unlikely of circumstances. It's like the war, the conflict, all of it just faded away.
In that moment, it did. And there's this other detail in Pastor Jeong's account, something that I think adds another layer to this whole thing. The enemy soldier, he was wearing a cross necklace.
You're kidding? A cross?
Yeah, it turns out they both believed in God. You know, they were fighting on opposite sides of a war, but their shared faith, it transcended all of that. It's like a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there are these threads that connect us.
It makes you wonder if that shared faith, if that played a role in their actions, in their ability to choose love over hate.
It's definitely possible, right? I mean, faith can be a powerful force, especially in situations where logic and reason fail. Pastor Jeong, he survived that encounter, and his story, it leaves us with a lot to think about. It makes you question, the nature of war, the power of faith. What are the big takeaways here?
Well, for me, it's a testament to the power of choosing love, even when it feels impossible. Pastor Jeong could have easily chosen to fight, to react with the same aggression he was facing. But he didn't. He listened to that voice, that inner guidance, and it saved his life. And it probably saved the other soldier's life, too.
It's a reminder that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is choose peace, choose forgiveness, even when every fiber of your being is telling you to do the opposite.
It challenges us to consider what we would do in a similar situation, How strong is our faith? Could we choose love in the face of fear and hate? It's a question that resonates long after you finish reading Pastor Jeong's story. God's plan is so much bigger and more mysterious than we can even grasp.
This whole story, I'm speechless, is going to stick with me for a long time. And hey, if you're listening and this resonates with you, check out Pastor Jeong's book. It's called War Was Cruel, Love and Peace in the Vietnam War. You won't regret it.
Amazing story.
Powerful stuff. All right, until next time.
See ya.